Do you have a dating deal breaker, disaster, or dilemma? Let's talk about it. Welcome to the Dating Diaries.
All right. Welcome. Happy Wednesday and welcome to the Dating Diaries. I am Christal XO and I am waiting on my co-host Scorpio Moe to get it building. We had a little mix up on the phone earlier and for some reason the did not go through, but he's going to be joining me in just a minute. I hope everybody had a great week thus far after coming back from the 4th of July weekend. We had a long weekend because we weren't here on Friday, which we usually are here on Friday, but I don't remember. Was I here on Friday? Were we here on Friday? We were here on Friday. It's y'all, I'm still trying to get my bearings together. We were here on Friday. The Friday before we were not here, but we're here today. And we are about, oh my gosh. I'm sending it to Instagram. Because I've been sent Mo the link like 3 times. For some reason it's not working. So I'm gonna send it to him on Instagram. But yeah, y'all come on in. We got a good show today. At least we're gonna have a good conversation. We had a good conversation last week. And I think we're gonna have a good conversation. Obviously, we're gonna talk about some trending topics that, to me, I feel like a lot of people are being extremely hypocritical about. But I want to wait for Mo to get in to kind of start talking about that. And then we're also going to talk about OWN's new show. It's a spin on Put a Ring on It. So we'll definitely have, now we're going to be doing this. We're going to do recaps every single episode immediately after the show. So hey Tina, I'm not sure what happened because we were definitely here on Friday, but we are going to be doing recaps on every single Put a Ring on It. So get ready, get yourselves together. It's going to be we're going to really enjoy. I think we're going to really enjoy this. You know what, how do I take this off? Well, you know what? It's not going to come off. So I am editor-in-chief Lennox and Parker, even though that's not what I'm doing today. Hey, Tammy, welcome. We're waiting for Scorpio Moe. We had some technical difficulties. For some reason, I could not get the link to his phone. It kept rejecting the link. So I sent it to his IG, and I'm hoping that he's able to grab it from IG instead of his phone. You know, technology is not foolproof. So anyway, you guys come on in. I've seen quite a bit. We're talking about cheating. We're going to need security for this show. Absolutely. There he is. All right. We got Scorpio Moe in the building now. And happy Wednesday, sir.
Hello.
Yes. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
Exhale. You good?
Yeah, I was having difficulty. When it was coming in, I accidentally erased it. That's why I was trying to get you to send it to me again.
I did. It just did. I sent it 3 times in that chat. There's 3 times. I guess it just didn't go through. So that's why I was like, let me just send it to IG because for some reason you're not getting it. No.
I got it. I hit a button because I had other technical difficulty and I erased it. That's why I was trying to get you to send it again. What up, y'all?
Yeah, but do you understand what I'm saying? I sent it 3 times though. That's what I'm saying.
But you were sending it while I was on. It said I was backstage, and I think we were double on there twice. And
I didn't even see you backstage. But anyway, it's all good. You're in. We're in, and it's Wednesday. It's Hump Day. Mo's favorite day of the week.
Hopefully y'all can hear me. I've been busy for the last hour or so trying to do this new mic setup. So that was the difficulty on my part. Okay. And because I had not a complaint. Somebody gave me a critique, and I appreciate that. Forget the name. The name escapes me. So I went and got a whole nother thing, and I was doing it. That's why you don't see the mic coming in this way. You see it up this way, and there was a lot going on. But we are here. Happy Wednesday.
Wednesday, hump day.
That it is.
It is hump day. And I said, we're going to be, today's episode is going to be all about cheating. There is a new show that Mo and I are going to be doing critiques and recaps on every single episode. In fact, I think we're going to do them right after the episode, like we do Ready to Love, because OWN has come back with something crazy, a crazy spin on Put a Ring on It. And I'm going to play this trailer, and I want everybody to tell me what they think about how this season is going to go. I feel like there's so many things that, reality TV keeps trying to deliver more shock. And so we're getting ready to look at this trailer, and then you guys let us know what you think. This could be shocking. This definitely looks like it's going to have a lot of drama. But let's check it out and get into it after that.
States to examine our thoughts and our feelings with radical honesty. Is there still unfinished business?
What the hell? Oh, who is your mama, boy? He looks just like a kid. Is you old enough to drink?
He's old enough to do a lot. Or are you ready to close that door for good?
I love you.
I love you too. By openly spending time with the person you secretly stepped out with, y'all are gonna find out if the connection you had was more than just a fling.
Is this eye-gazing? Heart shining at the chakra on a hot dog?
Say, would you walk away?
I became emotional
You
because it
cried?
was just sweet. I did cry. And I said, this is what I desire from my man.
She needs to carry herself better because I will carry myself out of here and be happy.
There has to be some willingness to change. It can't work like this.
Right.
And he's telling you that you're enough,
But you're not hearing it.
Honestly, took some weeks. It's over. Right?
I know how to bring it on in with love. I don't give a You're dead. You're single.
doing the work puts you on the path to finally knowing for sure if you're ready to put a ring on it.
Okay. All right. Before we get into the critiques, I'm going to read you guys a little bit about each of these couples. We know that Dr. Stacey J, the new Put a Ring on It host, is back, and she's going to be helping these couples navigate through what she calls radical honesty, meaning that they're going to be on the show with someone that they secretly cheated with. So first we have Dominique and Travis. Dominique and Travis's instant chemistry turned into a passionate long distance romance built on deep connection and late night talks, but cracks appeared when Travis grew distant and later admitted to a brief Vegas fling, shattering Dominique's trust. Now their relationship is consumed by mistrust. Dominique wants commitment and security, while Travis craves faith and freedom from suspicion, as all cheaters do. Unless they rebuild trust, they risk losing the love they once thought was forever. So, couple long distance, he goes to Vegas and has a fling. That fling is coming on the show. And I don't know what this is, the recipe for somebody to get beat down, or I don't know. I don't know. Mia and Jaren's love story began like a fairy tale. They met on Facebook in 2022. They bonded instantly over their shared faith and long late night conversations that bridged the distance. Another long distance relationship between Los Angeles and Fort Lauderdale. Mia was drawn to Jaren's confidence and humor, and Jaren admired her warmth and vibrant spirit. But what began in faith and laughter has since been fractured by betrayal and mistrust. Mia discovered Jaren had been texting and sleeping with other women, plural, shattering the foundation she thought they built, though she later sought comfort from one of his friends. Deepening the rift. Both remain entangled in love, pain, and unanswered questions. Now they must face the truth. Can Jaren take real accountability and fight for Mia's trust? Or will she finally accept that love alone isn't enough to put a ring on it? And will he trust her around any of his friends? That's crazy. And then lastly, we have Mimi and Joshua. Mimi is a physician's assistant and boutique owner. And Josh is a forklift driver. I sense a disconnect already. I'm just saying, a physician and a boutique owner and a forklift
physician's assistant.
Physician's assistant make a lot of money though.
Okay.
And they met through a friend and quickly fell in love. Despite sharing a fun, adventurous bond, their relationship is strained after Joshua cheated with his ex and Mimi emotionally reconnected with hers. Joshua proposed twice, but most memorably at Walmart. But Mimi won't say yes until, I don't know why they threw that part in. I'm not going to say anything about it. Mimi won't say yes until trust is rebuilt. Now their future hangs in the balance as they confront secrets that could make or break them. This is definitely going to be one for the books. What are your thoughts? Just listen to the dynamics.
This should be interesting. Yeah, I like this.
It's gonna be juicy
for many reasons, but I like this because we're gonna see. Because usually we're gonna hear both sides. Usually we only hear one,
right,
and a quarter of the other one,
right?
Maybe, you know what I'm saying. So to hear both sides and you from the outside looking in, figuring it out, and listening to the people's sides. Because I'm pretty sure on the show, they're going to find out new things about stuff that they didn't even know about one another. So think it should be interesting. And I think people will learn a little bit more about other people or even about, because a lot of times I think we can be judgmental and a lot of times we rush to a decision or a point of view without even knowing what really happened. Because there's not a lot of people that tell the whole truth.
Facts.
I don't know if we're going to get the whole truth here.
Probably not.
At least we'll get a chance to hear another side. Because like I always say, whoever runs out and tells the story first usually gets believed first.
Right.
And that's not, and as we talk about this other subject, we're going to see that that's not always true. Then the other person has to play defense on something that's actually not true.
Right. I agree. So I just wanted, so physician's assistants make around $140,000 a year. And she's also a boutique owner. I said that because I felt like it was very strange that you would be a physician's assistant, which is a full job, like a full career, and also have a boutique owner. I understand that.
Can I say something?
You can, yes.
A lot of people are on online boutiques and don't have to move a muscle. So let's not get caught up in the title.
Well, I wasn't caught up in the title. I just meant that you have a whole career that earns a decent salary and then also doing something else. Because usually
you probably don't have to move a muscle. You're on an online boutique.
Well, you still have to do the accounting and the ordering and
it's drop shipping. It's drop shipping. They drop it off.
I understand that, but that's still a business. It still takes time. It still takes. We just disagree on that. I don't think that's passive when you have to market it, and it's not like just having an Amazon store. I mean, you still are marketing.
What is that called? Big cartel. What is that?
White labeling, where you
I forget what it's called. They use that site. My cousin Nira had one, or whatever. They sell hair, they sell other clothing that people put it on the site and call it a boutique.
But it's just weird for a physician's assistant to also. I'm used to nail techs and lash people and but I'm not used to physician's assistants. That's all I'm saying is that is a big responsibility. Also being, I guess, well-rounded, she's well-rounded, but that's a lot of business you got going on, because a physician's assistant is not an easy job. And then you know, that's going to be interesting, because I think that just shows the person has a whole lot of ambition to have numerous.
Yeah. But just like what we do with Ready to Love, don't go running off and believing these titles quite yet. We know we met a lot of fake real estate agents.
We have.
Let's not get. That's why I say I don't like to get caught up in titles, because people be lying. Then we come to find out, then their friends come out. No, she really just.
They be scamming. Where all my the scammers.
Yeah, that part.
The scammers. You're right. That we definitely are gonna get to know these couples. Let me ask you something though. I think I'm glad we're talking about this first. We're gonna get into the other situation, but I think that would you ever? I'm gonna just say I would not. I don't even have anything to discuss. I would never be open to coming on a show or even having a therapy session with my current partner and someone they had an affair on me with.
Yeah.
I that is crazy.
That one person, that person that wants to do it is madly in love, and the other person is I would assume the person whose idea of this is either really, really wants to be on television or really, really wants to get this thing back on, get the band together with them. Maybe
both at the same damn time.
Yeah,
maybe both. Yeah. Let me ask you this: would you if you had got caught cheating, right? If you ever were, slipping on your pimping enough to get caught cheating, would you ever be comfortable being on a show with both the current woman that you are trying to keep and the one that you actually had slipped up with? Are you ever cool in them being in the same proximity?
If I was trying to get that thing back with my main joint, yeah.
You would be okay with her meeting the new girl and hearing and you being around.
If I was trying to get back with her and I messed up and I was doing all that, yeah.
Okay.
I messed up, this, that, and the other. That was the only reason I could see if you were really not doing it on TV is something totally different.
That's what I'm saying. Would you ever? Okay, so let me ask you this: okay. Let me ask you just outright. Say you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
The girl finds out that you cheated a year ago on her. You guys have been together for 2 years. She finds out that last year you cheated.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, I want me, you, and the girl to have a conversation. And so I can understand how this happened. Are you open to that? And you guys in the chat, you guys let me know too, because I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not open.
If I were to really want to get it back, and I wouldn't do it on TV, but if she was like, yo, I want to meet her, and this is the one condition, and I'll ask her and I'll say to her, are you prepared? If I'm prepared to do it, you got to be prepared to hear what you're going to hear.
But is she ever going to be really okay?
She's going to find out.
She's going to learn today.
She's going to find out.
I'm telling you right now, I'm not willing on either side.
I wouldn't do it the other way around.
I wouldn't do it either way.
If she cheated on me and I had to, once you cheat, it's over. But if I did and I was like, I don't want to hear it.
What if the girl had an emotional cheating? What does that even mean? Anyway.
I believe that, like, even long distance, or maybe there was I assume with social media, and I've heard Facebook stories, people rekindle, and it happens to be in the crossroad of their relationship, and it could be somebody way in even another country.
Yeah.
And emotionally, they're calling this person every night. Let's say you're a person that works third shift at the hospital, like the tech or whatever it was, the assistant, and you get a phone bill, a cell phone bill, and you look in the times in their call log, and every time they were speaking to this person is when you were at work.
Mm-hmm.
That type, and you see us, you be like, yo, what? Emotional.
So would you forgive?
They haven't met, huh?
Would you forgive an emotional cheat?
I ain't forgiving no cheater.
Oh, damn. So
I did it once, I'll never do that. And I really didn't do it once because I had to end it because I couldn't take it.
But But that wasn't an emotional cheat, was it?
It was both.
It was both. But I'm saying, what if she's like, but Scorpio Moe, I didn't actually, he was just helping me through something. I was hurting. He's just my friend. We didn't actually have intimate situations. What do you say to that? Are you
I couldn't sleep at it. I couldn't do it.
Okay.
The one time I forgave a cheater, it did something to me. I couldn't do it. I couldn't live with myself. Forget you. Knowing that I'm still with you when you've done this would take me somewhere else. Can't do it.
I'm with you. I think at this age, it's just, we should know better.
I know, right? That was funny, Haitian Empress. The fact that she called me but Scorpio Moe, I'll be like, see, this is why we got to break up off this alone.
But Scorpio Moe, please. Yeah. I don't know. I think that this show, I also want to suggest, I don't know. I suggest y'all say y'all would get y'all's cheat back. I just don't think it works for us women.
But what does it do?
Oh, it make you feel better, I'm sure.
But I would think the reason why you're doing that is to turn the screws on him, correct?
Well, no, to feel better about yourself. Like, I'm not just stupid. Like, I did something for myself. For you. I think you would need, in that situation, I would need, because see, this is the thing, as a woman, I don't know, I'm not a man, so I can only speak as a woman. As a woman, when you get cheated on and you stay, you feel like a fool. You feel like a dumbass. You feel like a doormat. And you got to do something so that you know that you're not a doormat. I ain't really as stupid as you think. You thinking I'm all sweet.
At the time, you were.
Well, I got you back because I went and did something.
So that means you pretend forgave him.
Pretend forgive. Well, you probably tried to forgive, but you needed to do that would probably help you forgive better if you got a cheat back. Then I feel like we're all even. I'm even, and now I can forgive. And as we see in this situation, a lot of times women get the cheat back with a friend. That is what women do all the time.
So let me ask you this. Do you say that before it'd be like, listen, in order for me to take you back, I would need to cheat or be with someone?
No, he doesn't find out. It's just for you to know.
What's the point? Oh, okay.
I keep trying to explain to you. It's just for you to know that you have one up on him. It makes you feel better about you.
Okay. I mean, for me to have one up on somebody is for them to know.
No, not for me. Not for someone, because sometimes as a woman, do you know how much stuff women know that we have up and a man doesn't know? Like, yeah, sometimes you just need that for yourself. So he's out there thinking that he got over on you, and you're just looking at him like,
dangerous, fellas.
It's not
if
dangerous.
She forgave you for cheating. Just know it's
thank you, Haitian. No, thank you, Haitian. Ooh. No, we do not reveal it. We keep it to ourselves. It makes us fun. It makes us. Hey, you can't tell us what's fun. It makes me walk a little bit straighter.
No, I'm not telling you. I'm just saying, me from the outside looking into your situation. And the woman, like you said, I'm not a woman. I don't know, but just fun.
It's not about fun. It's about being able to hold my head up in public and know that I'm no fool.
If no one knows, why can't you?
I'm just we don't see it the same. I know. So I know I'm not a fool. The worst thing is feeling disappointed in yourself. That's worse than in public. Like, it's one thing if people think I'm stupid, but I know more than they know.
No one can make me feel disappointed in myself but me.
Well, men and women are different. So this I'm talking about.
I would never give somebody that much power.
It's not about giving him power. He thought he was making me look like a fool. So I
don't think he thought he was making. I thought he was getting away with something.
No, retaliation is a must. I agree.
Remember, we had the conversation, like, we're not cheating to hurt you.
Yeah, but you kind of are, though. I hear what you're saying.
I mean, that's what winds up happening.
Yeah, all we can work on is what happened. I look like a fool, right? I done posted us. We're Instagram fame. We're Instagram official, and you out sleeping with people. I look like a fool. So what I have to do, because I don't want to look in the mirror and see FOOL, I have to go get my get back. Keep it close to my chest, and now I know
it's not a fool to you.
Yes. Yes.
I would never give that much. Okay.
Well, that's you. You would go do the cheat. I'm not doing the cheat initially, but I must.
No, I'm saying even if I got cheated on, Unless I thought
men
people
and
thought I
women
was
take
a fool,
it.
then they know I wasn't, and then I got my get back if I was on that type of time.
But men and women.
But if no one knows,
totally different. But I know. That's what I keep.
Does a tree fall and make a sound in the woods? If no one's
yes. Because what I know is every time I look at you, I know that this is what I did with your friend. It's better than yours. It's bigger than yours. He was better. I know all of that. And it just makes me feel.
And you don't get nothing, and you don't want to let them.
No, because I don't. No. Because then now we're on the same level. Now we
still are.
No, we're not. Because I have one up. I know, and you don't. Ladies, they won't understand. But it's all.
Yeah, I'm okay.
It's all good. But I do agree, Haitian. I do agree 100%. Sometimes if you're gonna stay with a cheater, you got to figure out a way to make yourself feel like a woman.
How about don't stay?
That's easy to do when you don't love the person. That's easy to do. It's easy to do.
It's easy to do when you love yourself and put yourself first.
Jesus Christ. Thank you, Haitian. You understand. You understand.
Hey,
every
man.
time you piss me off, my imagination drifts to that sweet, sweet memory of that illicit moment. Yes, she understands.
Being ran through.
It ain't being ran through. Stop it. Stop the hypocrisy. That's get the hell out of here with that. Get being ran. Oh.
That part. Thank you, Tammy.
Being
Tammy,
ran through. If you go cheat on your man, you are not being ran through. That is ridiculous. Tammy, come on. Don't do
Tammy,
that. You know that's not being ran through. That's her getting her get back. Stop.
Okay.
That is stupid.
Well, just like in your mind, it's not you feel good, but in the guy that you cheated with, that's in his mind.
Maybe, or he just is like most dudes and happy to be used. He's happy to be used for the get back. Most men are just happy to be.
Ain't about him. It's about you.
So why are we even bringing him up?
No, because he's enjoying it, but okay. You get it.
Men and women are not ever going to agree because men feel like women should get cheated on. And they should be heartbroken and they should get up and leave. I should start over. My finances are messed up, but I should be strong enough to leave because I'm a woman. That is not always the case. That's not always the case.
It's not, but put yourself first.
Yeah, well, you may be putting yourself first.
What's that dude with the receding hairline from Jersey?
I don't.
Who put that woman first? See what happened there?
No. Maybe she's putting herself first by staying and continuing to collect the monies that she's living on. Maybe I would never tell
from the beginning.
No, it isn't. Just because you've gotten accustomed to a certain lifestyle doesn't mean that you're wrong for staying. That's not true. You're supposed to get your kids and struggle like Christal. Let me say something.
Who says struggle? Get your affairs in order even before you're married. Even I'm gonna politely. I'm always putting myself first in my family. There you go.
But she also said she would do a get back. I literally was somebody that did it the stupid way. I struggled. I looked stupid. People laughed at me. I was broke out here hustling and struggling. It just and it's cool because that's what men are supposed to be able to do. And the woman's supposed to struggle and leave. It was all bad. But yes, I will leave when I want to leave on my own terms. Now I left a little early, but I don't regret it, but I understand if other women don't necessarily do that. Like just because you stay and get your stuff together and figure out a plan and a strategy does not make you weak. Does not.
No, I'm just mean like whatever your career is or whatever you were doing before you got married, continue to do that, whether you're building a career while you're married. So just
but what if you have children and you kind of prioritize the children and the family? What if you happen to be one of these women who actually get married and the husband's like, I want you, we got kids, and you actually focus more on your children and you have less money because
especially unless I add another one in it. Say you helped him build his company, then get a divorce and get it the right way.
And if it takes time and
listen, man.
Yeah,
we could do a whole bunch of scenarios, but I mean,
I'm just saying you got to make it. It's unfair to say a woman is weak if she makes the best decision for herself.
See, you said weak. I never said weak.
Okay, so what are you saying she is if she doesn't leave? Because you said she's there for the wrong reasons.
No. If she was there and it was all about that before, if somebody's doing that, it was about that before they got there. But if they were in the scenario where that man said, hey, put this down, do this, do that, and don't do this, you don't have to do that. All I'm saying is, if he's taking care of himself and he's making that for you, then you have to set yourself, not even set yourself up, especially if you help that man build that. Then I have no problem with a woman getting hers fair share if she helped the man build something, or even if she took care, if she was a housewife. But the only problems I've ever had is when the woman was out in the workforce and they say, well, you know what? I come home such and such and I don't want to cook. I work just like you work. And then she wants half. That's the only time I have a problem with that. But if you're going there to get it, and that was your job to take care of the house, the kids, take them to soccer, this, that, and the other, then yeah, you deserve to get something. I ain't opposed to that. Get it.
Well, I think, first of all, when it comes to affairs of the heart, everybody has an opinion, but until you're in those shoes, it's really hard to say. You know what I mean? You got to be in those person's shoes. I acknowledge as a woman, I don't know how it feels to be a man and, have somebody say, I want half of your salary, but I don't know how that would feel. And I think as a man, you have to acknowledge you don't really know how it would feel to be.
No.
Yeah. So we just have to be a woman and to go through that, because women and men respond differently to hurt. And for a man, it seems very easy to be like, well, just leave, because men sometimes are able to leave a lot easier. It may be easier for a man to leave than it is for a woman. It just, especially because women
it could be.
Okay, thank you.
It could be, but we both know that men hurt too, and I think that's the problem.
Right. I'm not saying they don't. I'm just saying that's why I'm saying for a man to say, well, just leave, it's not a big deal. That's not fair, because you guys hurt differently. You may hurt but be able to get up and leave, and it look like you're not hurting. Women is pretty clear that they, it's a harder.
I just don't like to see people punishing themselves and staying, and what it is. And no one said it was easy, but to start the process or understand what is staying doing for you. If that person continues to cheat on you, then what does that look like? You know what I'm saying? And then you say, well, you know what? I'm here for the lifestyle. Once you accept that, then you can't be, it's kind of like for people to listen to you because you stay and the person keeps on doing that to you. Then what is that at that point? What does that say about you?
But what about a woman who just really, really loves that man? I'm sure all of us in this chat have seen people that get cheated on. The man turns on the over the top persuasiveness. I love you. I never met, because one thing I can say that I don't think people give enough credit to is just because a person cheats on you, you don't stop loving them. And yes, I know it's textbook to say you have to love yourself more. But when you're in a relationship and that person has become a part of your daily life, and you are ingratiated in that you see your future is entwined with them, it's not easy as it sounds to say, just get up and leave. A lot of times it takes a while for your heart to catch up with the fact that this person betrayed you. And I just want us to give some grace to that time. Saying leave is not fair, because you still love that person. 9 times out of 10, the man is still trying to get you back. He's trying to persuade you that he's never going to do that again. To say turn cold and turn your heart off, you don't turn your heart off just because a person hurts you. Most of us have been hurt by our children at some point. We may have been hurt by a family, a parent. You don't just stop loving a person because they do something wrong. So I think you have to, we have to take that into context, that it's not just that easy to be like, just leave. Leaving is hard. Staying is hard, but leaving is hard.
And I guess at that point, or at some point, you got to ask yourself, what's harder? And whatever you accept, go through it, and you might reverse it and be like, nah, I can't do it. But something's got to give at some point. And
I think for every person, it's going to be different.
No. And that's why I said at some point. I'm not putting a timeline on it or whatever it is. But Man, I don't know. It's tough. No one, because I'm saying it easy, I'm not saying it's easy. You know what I mean?
Not.
But, you know.
I can say that it's not, I don't think it's easy to do either. And I think it depends on the person. I think it depends on your support system. I think it depends on what you've been taught when you were growing up. But for us to put this, you know, give everybody the same suggestions.
But here's the thing. I've known some people that were on the verge of getting divorced. And the only reason why it didn't happen, well, at least on the guy's end, is because he was broke, not because he wanted to be there. And then vice versa. Sometimes people, if they had their stuff together, if it comes to find out, it's a lot easier. You know what I'm saying? Some of it's tied to, like you said, lifestyle. They can't leave. Not that they don't want to. They want that transition to be just as smooth as it was when they were living there. And a lot of times that's not realistic. Sometimes you take 2 steps back to take 2 steps forward. You have to sleep on it. My divorce, I was at my homeboy's house. You know what I'm saying? Leaving the house that I was living, like, it ain't comfortable, it ain't sweet, but there's sacrifices to moving forward. And sometimes it's taking 2 steps back, figuring out your life, sleeping on someone's couch, whatever, and getting your mind together and stuff together. And no one says it's going to be easy, but these are the things that you have. I mean, these are sometimes the things that's needed. If you think you're going to make that smooth transition into the same lifestyle, that's not realistic a lot of times.
Well, it's complicated when there's children involved, you know, because you could stay on your friend's couch because you were a man, but a woman can't necessarily take her kids to a friend's couch. That may not be, you know, that's probably not even safe or smart or anything, you know. So if you're a woman leaving, you with children, you've got a little bit different things to consider than a man leaving the situation by himself, you know. And there definitely can be leaving can carry risk, but I'm just saying, like, if you look at a man can be like, oh, I could thug it out if my friend, but you can't thug it out when you got kids that need to eat and need to be.
He got it. I mean, he still got it. At the same time he's doing that, he still got to take care of them kids. No one's saying that. So it ain't sweet for him neither. Like, she can get a roof. There's no assistance for him.
But he may not be able to. I mean, she may not be able to get that in a minute. Like, you know, my situation, I didn't get it. I ain't get. It takes a while to get, and then get an order, and then even after you get an order, if he doesn't do it, you're chasing them around. I know women that chase men for years, and they don't get it. So it just. I'm just saying, let's give people grace, and also understand that everybody gotta, you know, everybody has to make the decision that's best for them and with what they have at that moment, right? And we can't make assumptions like, oh, well, love is hard, man. Love is hard. Love is a hard thing. It's not easy. Speaking of that, I did want us to talk about, because this has been a viral story, and I think that there are several things that are at play in this story with Tigger. Most of us got to know Tigger from Rap City to Basement. I've said very publicly, and I will say again, that he has been one of the most stand-up guys I have worked with in the business. And I won't take that. I will, I stand by that. He has, I did a nonprofit. I worked for a nonprofit organization for years, and he was one of the first people that we asked to come and talk to the young girls. And he did. He did not get paid. He did not even ask for payment. Now, he was asked by a friend of his, but his immediate response was yes. And I've also done a lot of things like that. We had him come and speak to girls that were between 12 and 18. Very difficult age. Not the best age.
Oh, that's the trickiest age.
That's the trickiest age to talk to.
Oof.
And he was open to it. And our conversation was about what men think. We were trying, this was years ago, probably in the early 2000s. But our reason for having him come and talk to the girls was because a lot of them were posting pictures, explicit pictures of themselves online. to get attention, right? To get likes and, you know, be popping and all that, because we see all the naked girls on social media are popping. So we asked him to come in and have a conversation with these girls with the cameras off about what men really think when they see these pictures. And he did it. He was personable. Like for him to do it the way he did, I really appreciate it. Because he made the girls feel comfortable talking to him. He answered their individual questions, and he talked to them like a real big brother mentor would do. And that is rare. There are a lot of celebrities that'll show up, but very, very few will get down, sit on the floor with him, and actually have a conversation like that. This is a picture of him and my stepdaughter, Kiara. My husband asked him to take a picture with her at a game, and he was happy. He's just a very nice guy all the way around.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, he's like, this guy is that's why you don't hear nothing coming back. Like, you don't hear an ex saying this or people. This guy, his character is, you know, no scandals, you know, it's rumors, but some knucklehead writing a book, but she threw everybody and did a bunch of stuff. So I mean, I'm not even.
And she didn't even say anything bad about his character. There was nothing bad about his character in the book. But,
you know, I've only met him once, but what I seen him do, he did a lot of people wouldn't have done.
Yeah.
Come over and speak. It's like 6 of us, and he's walking this way. He made a beeline over to us and shook every. You know how people do. Yeah. They might give you the head check, you know, head nod, and keep walking. It was if you get that, you know what I mean. And he came over and was like very personal. You know, looked you in your eyes, shook your hand. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? And I thought that was, you know, this was way back. Matter of fact, I think you were part of the. It was Tara Owens weekend.
Oh wow!
Way back. And we was at the hotel lobby downtown.
I remember that.
You know, it's maybe 04 something, 05. But in any case, but to take it a step further, like I want to speak to Darren. You know what I'm saying? Speak about Darren.
Darren, yeah.
Darren.
I don't think I know. I don't really know him. I know Tigger. Right. I don't know.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Like, my point is, like, there's a man behind that. You know what I'm saying? And we haven't heard, like, no ex-girlfriends, no, you know, these horror stories. And it's just like, wow, man. Yeah. And what that person might be going through. Not that, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's tough, man. But at the same time, it's two sides, and then the stuff that came out today. So we'll get into it.
We're good. So yeah, I want to get into what happened. So first of all, I remember here in Atlanta, I was shocked to see that he was married. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm just gonna say everything that I thought. I had known years ago when he was dating Keisha Knight Pulley. And I remember thinking they were the cutest couple ever. Like, I just thought, because I had such high regard for him, and obviously high regard for her. And they were out, they were publicly a couple. And I thought, wow, they look really cute together. And I really wouldn't have thought, because, you know, we grew up on the Cosby Show. So I don't think there have been many guys I would have thought would have been a good fit for Rudy Huxtable, you know, or Keisha Knight Pulliam. But I thought, wow, this is a good fit because he's just a really stand-up guy. Later, they broke up, and he never said a negative word. And the reason I'm saying all these things to his character is because I think character counts. And when people are talking about tearing someone down publicly, you got to look at their character. You know, this person has been in the business for over 30 years, and we've never heard anything negative about his character ever. I've never heard one person say, not even that he was Hollywood and hateful, like not even that. And that's, you know, I don't think that makes you guilty just because, and he would have the right to be more than a lot of people, because Tigger was on MTV when not very many Black people were on BET and MTV, but he was on MTV as well. He was on BET, The Basement. And then he was also on, because DC had the show the radio show that's satellite, right? So he has been famous for a really long time. Is my point. Because television was totally different back then before social media was around. The only people that we saw talking to artists were the people that we saw on BET and or MTV, right? So this is someone who has been a A-list Black Hollywood celebrity for a really long time. So if there were negative things, we definitely would have heard a hide, hair, or peep of them before now. But last year we learned that he was having a baby. He posted that on his social media. I remember seeing that and like, wow, okay. Because we know he was like, I knew he was in his 50s, right? And so I was like, okay, so this must be somebody really special for him to, announce that he's having a baby. Anybody that has waited to their 50 plus to have a baby, I'm assuming, now I could be wrong, I'm assuming they've been very careful. Because I'm sure he could have gotten a girl pregnant over the last 30 years, but to wait that long, I thought, wow, he must have found someone that he's really into. And I remember he showed the baby picture of the fact that he was having a baby, this ultrasound. He didn't show the woman. So I was like, okay, this must be someone that he's with, but he doesn't want to make public. When the baby was born, he made her public and we saw her on the social media. And that was it. I didn't think anything else. I'm saying Tigger's off the market. I didn't think he was married. I just thought he was off the market. This about a month and a half ago, this woman, his wife, his name is Alicia. She, it's not letting me. Okay, there she is right now. There they are at it looks like NAACP or some an event, red carpet event. There's the two of them, Alicia Brown. It was announced that she put up a post that showed her face really, really disfigured, violently disfigured, and said, "Ask Tigger how this happened to my face." Now, as I said on this channel, and I said before, as a journalist, I pay close attention to words because I think words are extremely important. So because she said, "Ask Tigger what happened to my face," as opposed to saying, "Tigger did this to my face," I figured there was some type of loophole. I didn't know what it was, but I was like, because that's a very conscious decision not to say, "This is what Tigger did to my face," to say, "Ask him what happened to my face." So I was like, well, did a girl beat her up? Did somebody what happened? Like, so, because obviously to me that absolves him of the one that did it, in my opinion. What do you think about that, the way it was presented when she first posted the face? And she was looking into the camera crying. And it was a huge scar, really, really, really difficult. A painful, very, very deep scar. And she was in the camera crying. She wasn't saying anything, but in the caption next to it, it said, "Ask him what happened to my face." What were your thoughts of the guy?
Same thing. I pay attention to words. I pay attention to everything. And and yeah, once again, whoever runs out first, she left it open, but she wasn't direct. And she wasn't direct for a reason.
Right.
Then she said, "You're 1000% right." Yeah.
Then she said that she responded to a comment about it and then she's with Tigger, so we know that she's aware of what will happen when you post something like this on Instagram. For those of you that don't live in Atlanta, Tigger was on Rhapsody the Basement years and years ago, and now he's been with V103, one of the biggest markets in the country. I think the third biggest radio market in the country, for quite some time. So he's on radio every day in the morning show. So if you post something like that, that's going to spread very quickly. And of course it did. When people started to respond, she said that he was having an affair with his co-host, Francesca Amaker, who had just recently started as his co-host after being here in Atlanta, doing 11 Alive for years, left to go to LA. I believe she was on E! News or some big Hollywood network.
Hollywood Access.
And then she came back. So I remember thinking, wow, that's amazing for her, because she was very talented, very beautiful woman. Came back, she was now doing radio. So she said she made an allegation that she it wasn't allegedly. She basically said that he was having an affair with her. And that's what caused, she said that's obviously that had been the motivation behind whatever happened. We also later learned that she went to the police, right? So that was bubbling on social media for over a week. It was shocking. And I think the reason that it was shocking is because people do have so much respect and regard for Tigger. He's unproblematic, very nice. So this was like, what? And so people had a really hard time even believing it or digesting it. Go ahead.
No, that's it. That's it. But what was trying to come through the cracks were people from where she lived, where she's originally from.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They were being silenced, or their voices weren't loud enough trying to explain her history. And I don't know if people were paying attention. I seen it, but I didn't know what to make of it. But it just, they were chiming in.
They were definitely chiming in. Yes, they were definitely chiming in. And according to them, this young lady had a situation where she was at a casino, had her children in the car, left her children in the car while she went and gambled, was arrested, and there were consequences, repercussions that came from that. And she was, I guess, moved to Atlanta to start over again. Aside from that, there were exes, that one particular ex that she has a daughter with, that she was initially, they split up and they were supposed to have like joint custody of the daughter. And then all of a sudden the daughter ends up disappearing. This man believed, and he spoke out, said that, you know, he believed that she has the daughter, and that this FBI case that was open, because anytime a child is missing, that is an open kidnapping case. They have to check in with you once a year on all this stuff. So she's cooperating for all we know. And he alleged that there was more to the story that she was involved with, right? He also alleged, along with other people, that they had tried to reach out to Tigger and warn him, right? And he was not open to hearing them. Not, you know, that could be, I mean, I could see people trying to reach out to, I had people try to reach out to me about my husband. I definitely was not open to hearing them. Not as many as this at all. I don't know if he had anybody reach out to him about me, but if he did, he didn't stop. But there was also another ex that came forward. The wife or the significant other of this other ex came forward and said she had accused him of DV, and he is in jail. And she claims that, you know, that didn't happen. This young woman has done this exact thing before. And so it just was a lot. I typically believe where there's smoke, there's fire. But because there was so much smoke, it felt strange. It's like there's a lot of different people, numerous exes, a child missing. You've been guilty of leaving children in a car while you went to go play in the casino. Not that everybody doesn't make mistakes, but that speaks to your character. And that's one that is hard for most mothers to understand how that can happen. I will say I'm gonna be judgmental on that, because how in the hell, right?
And then there's the infamous video.
Right. Well, that's what. So the next thing that happened, all this was going on social media, and then a video, and then we saw that Big Tigger had been arrested. Now, this was almost 2 weeks after her initial video of looking at herself in the camera. Before I get to that, I will say this: I am very skeptical about people that cry into the camera. That could be my own bias, but anytime you are strong enough to put the camera on a steady base, look into it and cry. I don't understand that, because I've been heartbroken. I've been a victim. I can't imagine putting the camera on it. I mean, I'm also not a millennial or whatever, but that just feels weird to me that you would put a camera, stabilize it, and then commence to cry and showing the that's, you're doing that for a reason. So I was
press send,
and then upload it. Right? It feels weird to just to me. So then we heard that Tigger had been arrested. So then, of course, people started to speculate, well, maybe there's something that the cops know that we don't know. And then a video was released.
Because of the charges.
Because of the charges.
That was the other thing, because they involved, what is it, in the minor situation, with the minor.
The charges were that there were, let me pull up the exact charges, because I want to be very.
Because without the video, there's no context. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you just see the headlines, it sounds, you know what I mean?
Yes, it does. It does. But I will say that now there are two different videos. So there was a video that was released initially that was from a Ring camera. And then there was a video that was released yesterday that is from inside the house right in front of the situation. The charges were 2 primary criminal charges stemming from a domestic dispute, which is aggravated battery related to a physical altercation during which he reportedly pushed or tackled his wife, causing her to hit her head against the door and suffer a deep cut above her left eye. So it doesn't say that he hit her. This report says that he pushed her or tackled her, which caused her to hit her head against the door and suffer a deep cut, which is what she was showing in the video. And then the second charge is cruelty to children in 3rd degree, which is a misdemeanor. And that was filed because it says the couple's 13-year-old son, but it was her 13-year-old son.
Once he marries her,
right, but
they gotta say that.
It's there. But I just want to make sure that people are clear on what it is. He didn't have any children before. He has like a 1-year-old with her, and that was his first biological child. But when you marry, and this woman also had 4 children. One of them is missing, but there are 3 other children. This is one of the children, this boy. The 13-year-old son was upstairs in the home during the argument and could hear the physical fight taking place. Now, the next thing we saw, so this video from a Ring camera is in black and white, and I don't have that video because it's kind of grainy to see. But in that, you do see them tussling, and you do see him not giving up the phone, her not giving up the phone, him wanting the phone, and then her hitting herself. It's very clear that he was not trying to push her into the door, but he is trying to get his phone, right? And then this video was released yesterday, and I'm going to play this video. I'm going to say first, if anybody is sensitive and does not want to see this, feel free to mute this part or go away. I don't want to upset anybody because I know sometimes DV situations do. But I just felt like it was important for us to actually watch the video, because I feel like people are so quick to jump on the bandwagon and accuse somebody. But then when the evidence does not line up to what the headlines are, they're very hesitant to say that. And so I just want to say, I want to be completely objective, because I feel like if the situation was reversed and the man looked bad and had all this bad character stuff come out, we would be a lot different. We would be a lot harder on him than people are necessarily being on this woman right now. So this is the video, but I wanted to put that disclaimer up.
Do you not see all them crying?
I'm not doing that.
Yes, you do.
She dropped.
Bro, you're literally stepping on her.
I'm not stepping on her, Alex. I just want my phone. She could give me the phone and it'd be over. She could give me the phone and it would be over.
Bro, just get over her. She's gonna give you.
I'm not on her at all. Give me my phone.
Get off of me,
Give me my phone.
D, if I was anybody else, you wouldn't be doing this.
If you say so. Give me my phone.
Bro, just get over her. You can buy a new phone.
Get off of me!
Mr. Tigger!
Get off of me!
Mr. Tigger!
Okay. I will say first of all, the worst thing about that video is the fact that a 13-year-old is watching it. I have a 13-year-old son, and I think my son would have been upset if he was 13 and he witnessed that, even though the woman was not being punched. She was not being what I call physically assaulted, because there's a clear opportunity to stop that. But I do think my son at 13 would have been traumatized watching me and
son, daughter, any child, niece, nephew, No,
right.
that you because she's on the floor, she's yelling. So that's a cause for concern for anyone that loves her, and especially a child.
Right. And I just said son
maybe
because
even feeling defenseless,
right,
that he can't help, So I get it still doesn't, and I'm not excusing the fact, but looking at it and hearing your mother, you would think it's more than what it is, and he don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not blaming the young man. He and maybe if he was big, he probably would have did what he tried to do or whatever, and that sucks for him. Like that's hard. That's hard. And he's in a tough position, because he's still trying to be respectful, and Tigger saying what he's saying, and she's saying stuff that's not actually happening, right? But it could feel like it is because that's your mom, right? You know what I mean? Exactly. Agree. So it's tough for the kid. I do. My heart goes out to him because that could be traumatizing. I was supposed.
And I guess I said son for a reason because I know my son felt very responsible for protecting me, even though a 13-year-old definitely cannot. And some people in the chat have said he should have put the phone down and helped. I don't think a 13-year-old, depending on his size or where he's been exposed to, he may not feel comfortable trying to physically take on a grown man. I don't think that, but I do think he was distressed. And I think that most children feel protective of their parents, and knowing this is a stepfather situation, he's going to be close to his mom, and he was scared. You could tell the way he's talking, he's scared.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that
he was, man.
Yeah,
you got to get that young man grace, man. He was in a tough position. Pretty sure he's not bigger than Tigger. And maybe it was more important just he was scared and he wanted to document it. He wanted to do something, and he did what he could do, or what he felt like he could do, or what his heart could get him to do. So
and him yelling, it is weird to me. A weird thing is that they call him Tigger, because I know a lot of celebrities that have like nicknames, but the people that they're in a relationship with don't call them by that name. So that was strange to me. So
let me ask you this. Even because my father was called this nickname because that was the name he grew up with. And from what I understand, that was that's not no moniker on Tigger. That was really, he put the big in front of it, but Tigger was always his name as a child.
And he does look like that.
Yeah. So he responds to that, and all the loved ones, but so I don't, that would be different. Be like Scorpio Moe, because no one, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I guess for the boy to call him Mr. Tigger, that did feel weird.
Yeah, but it also showed that he was either taught or he had a level of respect for him.
That's true. And then also,
I did call my stepmother Miss, her first name, throughout the 10 years she was, she was around.
But so I guess to me that shows that that's not his dad, and that's not how that relationship is nurtured, because anytime you say Mr., then there's, like you said, you're trying to show respect, but that also shows that child knows that that's not his father. This is my mama's husband, right? And it is what it is. So I want to talk about the tussle of it all, because to what I saw, now I will say this, two things. There is not much a man will not do to get his phone. There have been videos of comedians, and I wish I had pulled one of those, where a comedian was like, a man could be in the hospital about to undergo surgery, and he hears that the woman has the phone, and he is going to get up off that table.
I would do you a real story, and you guys could look it up. There's a man running out the hospital, the hospital doors, in a gown.
That's what I saw. Yeah.
Chasing his woman.
Mm-hmm.
But there's another side, and I know this to be a real thing I heard it happen to one person, but I don't know for sure. But one person I do know, that a woman would take their phone and cash app herself money. That happens. Like, we always think it's because of it. Even if it was, that's that man's property. At the end of the day, that's that man's property. Period.
It is. It is. But I you know, it's funny because I saw Shuler King did a spoof on that where the man was running out of the hospital, gown open, because he wanted the phone. I don't know. I will say this, I want to be as fair as I can. It is his phone. It is his property. I said earlier today, I have been a woman who has taken a phone because I saw something in the phone that incriminated the person I was in a relationship with, right? It's not Gun Boss. That does not happen with Gun Boss, not. But I was in another situation and I did take the phone. And there was a tussle, right? I did not hit a door. My head did not hit a door. But I do think that for all the women that are saying, oh, she should just give him his phone back, I do think that a lot of times emotions are high in those situations. And if you see that your partner is interacting with another woman, I think it would be hypocritical of me to say that she should have given the phone back if that's what she felt like she saw. Now, Haitian says, I don't take phones, open drawers, or anything like that. Well, I am a guilty woman. I do all of it. I open drawers. In fact, that's how I found out that this guy was dating was married, because I opened a drawer. I don't regret opening the drawer. Was it his drawer? Yes. But if I didn't, I would not have had the proof that I needed to leave. Now, maybe when you are more mature, you know, oh, I just should leave on a inkling. But I'm just being honest. And I think a lot of women are saying, a lot of women are lying. They're saying that the woman should just easily give up the phone, but they know that they wouldn't do that. Now, I'm just being 100%, 100 tonight. I had a tussle, right? I don't know. I might have broke a fingernail. It was bad. It was not good, but it was because I wouldn't give up the phone. And then I broke the phone, but it was because I was in a committed relationship with this person and they were cheating, right? Now, did I call the police on that person? Did they abuse me? No, they did not. They wanted their phone back. I did not want to give the phone back. But if I had felt like I was being hurt or I was afraid, I would have given it back. But I probably was afraid, but I just was not going to give it back. But I do not think that what happened in that situation was domestic abuse. And I'm just keeping it 100. I'm not going to say that it would be easy to see a husband have something on his phone. If that's what happened, I don't know what was on the phone. All I can speak to is a situation that I was in where there was something on the phone that was undeniably inappropriate for a husband to have. And so for people saying you should just give it back, that to me, I need to see what I see. I need to send it to myself because I may need that in a divorce. I may need that. That is ending my relationship or potentially ending my relationship. But I would never have. And you know me, you knew me when this situation was going on. Did I ever tell you that during that time I was abused? That person did anything to me physically?
Nope.
Because guess what? We were two people in a tussle over a phone. And that's what most cheating is discovered on phones. And most time there is a tussle. So for all you people saying that maybe some of you weren't, but some people are tussling over a phone. Thank you, Lynn. Lynn is honest. Thank you. Thank you so much, my sister. She said I had a tussle over a phone. I for damn sure had a tussle over a phone. For damn sure. It's it is probably the right thing and the mature thing to just allow the person to have their phone. But I will say this, and then I'm gonna give Mo the floor for his male perspective, which I'm sure is going to be very different. But I do think that when you do give the phone back, and this is why I didn't give the phone back, because I knew that if I did without getting all the information, the person was going to lie. And they were going to lie to their death. And they did. But the reason that they weren't able to lie is because they didn't realize I had seen as much of the text messages as I had. they lied and they didn't realize I had been in the phone for a lot longer than they realized. So I knew, as a woman who I feel like is smart, has a certain amount of intelligence, if I don't get this information, he's going to lie. And then people are going to be like, well, Christal, you can't prove it. I needed the proof. So I don't regret taking the phone, and I don't regret the tussle, but I also will say he did not physically abuse me. And if I had have gotten hurt in that tussle, I would not have accused him of physical abuse.
It's tough if you saw something, but some people go looking for things.
Facts.
Now, there's one test you could do just to see.
What is that test? Share with us.
And see their energy. So you don't have to go through all this. And then you can go around the investigation. And that test is simply, my phone died. Can I see your phone for a minute? And watch the response. That's going to tell you a lot. It's not going to tell you everything, but it's going to tell you a lot of how guarded they are with that. You know, even if they do, and you're got to look up something or trying to make a, watch their face. I said, look up. Watch them. That's how nervous they are. Watch they don't leave that 1-2 foot area. Watch. So, you know, and then, you know, calm down and then go around to do the research. Look through computers or whatever else you need to do. But if you do that, a person is, you know, when once you go snooping and I don't know how this incident happened.
Yeah, we don't know.
He was in the shower. He just picked up the phone. I
Yeah.
don't know, but I'm just giving you one way to check somebody's temperature to see how guarded they are around it. And
Yeah.
then you kind of start your investigation from there. I don't know. It's tough, man. Somebody's property, you seen something, you overglance. That's why they created. You ever see the phones? I got it on my phone. I don't really, but that's what came with it. I didn't know it did it. Somebody told me that you can't even see it from the side. What do y'all call that?
Yeah, it's a screen. It's got the protective screen.
Right. Yeah, I think that's why they made that.
Yes, Linda. Linda said my tussle was because I had something I didn't want him to see. Yes, ma'am. It can go both ways.
Because what we don't say is how the tussle goes the other way. We're all putting it on. I seen the tussle. I seen it with the 2 ways. Remember when the 2 ways was out?
Yeah.
I seen it back then. And
yes.
People dab it, throwing it in water, all kind of stuff.
Yes. I thank you, Linda, for stepping up and taking accountability for your tussle. I tell you what, I have been in situations that if somebody did get my phone, I might not have wanted them to see something, you know, maybe a little emotional flirting, you know, something that might not have been appropriate. But not in this situation. I just want to be clear, me and Gun Boss haven't had those issues. But I do think that when people are protective of their phone to the point where they'll stand over you and don't want you to, then they probably got something in there they don't want you to see. But I will say this. I want to say this unequivocally. Unequivocally. That does not mean the person has abused. That is not domestic abuse. That does not mean a person should lose their job. That does not mean that they should be publicly humiliated. That is between them and their partner. Now, if their partner needs to divorce them or leave, whatever.
Destroying someone on that level in their career when you have kids, to me, is foolish.
I agree.
And the reason why I say that, you're only taking from yourself.
I agree.
To a certain degree.
Your child, because I said that before.
Your child, the circumstances when you leave and all like that. If their job title or whatever their position diminishes or they get fired or whatever, it's not going to get a better spot. That's not how that works most times. So, like, let them don't disrupt the money.
Don't disrupt the money. And really that's between you and your partner. That's not what this is. But I think I want to say this. So then after that video was released, another headline came out that she had been arrested. Now, I have a friend that told me, I had some intel beforehand that the FBI, because she put herself out there, And she had this open case of this daughter that was allegedly missing. It piqued the interest of the FBI to do a little research. And she has now been arrested for, let me pull up the exact.
Kidnapping.
Yes, but I want to say it exactly correct because that's what we're supposed to do. But this has gone, not only has she messed up the money, or potentially messed up the money for a short period of time, but she also has potentially robbed herself of her freedom.
I'm not laughing. I'm just like, this foolishness.
It's crazy. No, this is like a case study of why your emotions. First of all, it's a case study.
Supersede your intelligence.
There, you say that again. Your emotions should not supersede your intelligence. And I also think that this is a case study of why your spouse can either be your biggest blessing or your hardest lesson, as Toya says. The wrong person, the wrong man, the wrong woman can destroy your life. She has now been arrested on a kidnapping warrant for the 2019 disappearance of her daughter, who went missing at age 10, and also interference with child custody. She initially faced a felony charge from the Fulton County Sheriff's Office. Court officials have since indicated that local charge was dismissed, so she can be extradited back to Maryland to face the primary kidnapping.
That's how they do it. They got to drop that. Then the other state picks it up. Well, if the FBI involved, it becomes federal because you don't cross state lines.
Well, it is federal because I do have intel that is official, that is 100% true, that the FBI was investigating this and talking to different people about the situation. So I guess what I thought, I'm just being 100% honest. I feel like, you know, as a man, I feel like men, I'm not a man, so I can't speak to men. But I feel like if I was a man, I would say this is an example for young men. We really have to be a lot more careful. We warn women about men. We tell women that men are predators, and they are, and they can be. But we also have to tell men that women can be predators as well. And for this woman to have the background that she had, what I will say is her background and his background do not align, right? And sometimes you got to leave people where they are, right? I know that some men, good men, like to save a woman if they feel like she's had a hard time. This woman had 3 kids. You guys know, if you listen to this channel, I really don't agree with women, with people getting in relationships with people that have that many children when they don't have any. I know that there are some success stories of a gracious, humble man that came in and decided to be a stepdaddy to 4, 5, 6 children. Good for him. But in many cases, especially if there's multiple baby daddies and stuff, it's a lot of baggage that you may not want to take on. That's what I would tell my son. Hey, what are we doing? Why are we? And again, if you fall in love, you love who you love. But I really wish, if I was his sister, I would be like, my brother deserved better. And I feel like, as someone who is just a part of the public that, you know, is proud of him and what he's accomplished, I would not have picked that woman with that past for him, you know?
You're right about the message, but I think men have been trying to say it. Their voices keep getting silenced by women. I think women need to tell men that we tell them about the good women, but I don't know, they don't speak up enough about the women to avoid. We're taught as men, treat a woman like this by women and by men, but not as much by men. And I spoke on that before. And we need to teach men how to treat ladies, how to treat a woman. But for a woman, I was never told about the wrong women by women.
But I don't think
on how to treat a female. Period. I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? That's the part. Like,
but I don't think a lot of men told me that men were predators. That came from women.
No. I get it. And that's why I said we have to. As men, we need to speak up way more. But in this incident, and what you're talking about, like, And we need to start having more of that discussion of, not the good women. We not the good women, but they're not all going to be like your mom or your grandmother or whomever that you deem is nice or what you should look for. Look out for.
Yeah, and can I say this? Popcorn 526, thank you for this. She said, so many of my male friends with kids have told me they wish they would have vetted their children's mom more carefully. I'm just going to say this. Hey, man, if the mother has charges of leaving kids in a car, if she's more male-centered than she is mother-centered, she's not going to be a good mom. She's not going to be a good mom. And chances are she's not going to be a good wife. Any woman that would leave her own kids in the car is not going to be a great mother to your kids. I'm sorry.
How did he know? And did he find out later once he was 2 feet in?
I don't give a damn.
And she gave him a story.
She probably gave him a story, but a lot of times I've seen men forgive women for being bad mothers to their children when the woman is all about them. Any woman that will drop her kids and chase you, that could be good for your ego, but that's not going to be good for your home.
That's a fact.
Can I say that again? If she will drop her kids to chase you, that's going to feel good for your ego, but that's not going to be good for your home. And
I like that.
It just not. And she's going to, however she is with her kids that she has, is how she's going to be with your kids that she has, if she has your kids. I know.
I don't care what she tells you.
I don't care what she tells you. Like and a lot of times if a woman says that, then we're hating. That's why I was like, it needs to come from men, because if a woman says she ain't good, she's not good for you, that girl's not, you're too good for her, then we're seen as haters, especially if the girl looks
by
good.
Other women.
No, by men. A lot of times the man thinks you're hating on the woman. If she's pretty and he wants that woman, he's not really going to listen to what other women say. Hell, he may not listen to what other men say either. But
yeah, like the pretty women need to stand up then and stomp out the other ones that are prettier than I don't know, man. But we need to speak up, and because knowing this, I would assume Tigger's a sensible brother, right?
Yes, he has to.
And I think if he had this information laid out in front of him, or I don't know if he's been desiring or at some point desired to have a child and thought it was over, and this was a possible slip, and she knew that. And I don't know. I don't know the situation. I don't want to assume, but I will think that if he had this information, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know
a better choice, but I don't know.
Let me ask you this: if you were with a woman and you started hearing a lot of negative things about her, what would your response have been? We're just, kind of speaking of, just right. Allegedly.
I would do as much as this is another state, as much as I can in here. That's kind of my story when we get back to the disasters and stuff, because I got one that's crazy. It's kind of, I don't want to give the ending away, but yeah, you just never know. And then who you getting the information from, you're like, what? Women. People can, I don't even want to put it on women. People can be very persuasive, especially if you like them.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And people can be very persuasive about stuff that you hear. And I mean, just like you guys, there's people that come into other states and have a whole history we don't even know about.
Mm-hmm.
And if you went back home, you'd probably be shocked. Or it might be exactly what you thought it was. You just never know. We all
this woman, obviously, she came to Atlanta from Baltimore, and it looks like everybody in Baltimore already knew.
Well, Baltimore was, as Edna put it, and I agree, Baltimore's a red flag in itself.
I will say that Jamal Bryant is from Baltimore.
And there we are. Woof.
All I'm going to say about that.
Shout out to Baltimore.
But yeah,
be more careful.
And I think, we're just playing. They're good people everywhere. But I do think, I'm wondering, like, if I heard a lot of negative things about somebody, because if you like somebody, it's easy to be persuaded to believe that other people are hating against them, right? I know women do it. I know that a lot of times a man, I have a friend that was dating this guy and he told her he was being stalked and his ex was just stalking him and all this he made. And it's easy to believe, like you say, a lot of times, like sometimes you want to believe the lie. If you like the person a lot, you want to believe it, even if it doesn't make a lot of sense, or if it does seem like it's them against the world. If you really love them, it almost can sometimes make people, there are a lot of men that want to save a woman. Like that's a beautiful quality in men. We like the saviors, but only when the woman is deserving of that. Like if she's, you know, the Tyler Perry love story, she's a single mom down there luck, and this Shamar Moore looking dude comes along. We like that. We're all for that. But I'm just saying she has to be worth the saving. Like, you know, don't be just saving everybody. You know, they don't want to be saved. And this situation, if you have a woman who is, I will say it is a woman can be very dangerous because our culture and society will believe a woman so much faster than a man, specifically.
I'm glad you said that, because if I say it, it sounds different and they think I'm
especially when it comes to domestic violence. Especially when it comes to, I know a young woman that told me that she hit herself in the face and bruised her face and then called the police to tell the police that this guy had hit her. And she was laughing about it. And I immediately checked her and I was like, you know, you could have ruined the rest of his life. Like if he had been convicted of that, he might not have been able to get a good job. Like that is disgusting to me. And a lot of women practice that. More women than we would like to admit practice that type of manipulation. And we just have to be honest about it. That's dangerous. And I think men need to know that. And I think men do know.
It's just that we also know no one believes us. They're going to believe her first.
But that's why men have to be even more careful. I think you have to be more careful with the woman that has your children than anyone else. We haven't discussed Anne Marie and Marcellus yet. This story was so big, and then we got to go back and talk a little bit more about OWN and this put a ring on it cheat have that is crazy. But that's why I feel like cheating, DV, these issues are all a part of the dating landscape. And I think that it's everybody's responsibility to look out for themselves. And I have a friend that would tell me, she said, it's good to fail fast in relationships. And she was like, at the sign that there are red flags, take heed to that. Don't let your lust, don't let your desire, because we know that Tigger obviously wanted to have a child. And maybe I'm just assuming, I don't know this to be true, but maybe if this young woman was open to having a child and he wanted a child, she was there at the moment that he was ready. Sometimes that can be an attractive thing. But I will say we have to impress upon men that your seed is important, and whose hands you put your seed in is even more important. Like you have to realize that if you have a baby with a woman.
We don't stress that enough. We need to teach that. There need to be a class on that in high school.
I think this situation right here is a good case study to know.
These brothers ain't going. They get it, as long as they get a chick that look better than her, which won't be that hard. They'll feel like they can get past that. Or that everybody thinks it won't happen to them, or it can't happen to them, or they can navigate it better than he did. That's a problem as well.
Yeah, well, we have to teach men, but I think this is an example of someone whose life and his life is not over. I think he'll be fine. And we're just speaking allegedly, we don't know all that happened, but it just looks to us from the video that he was not abusing this woman. All of us have eyes and we all can see.
And she's put out false allegations before.
And then she also, I want to add this, she also did come out and say that she never accused him of abusing her.
That part.
But lady, yes, you did, because you said, ask him all this time. You insinuated like a mug. Now, just to lighten this up a little bit, our good friend 50 Cent always finds a humorous take on things, and he posted this on his social media to have a little fun, but also I believe in support of Tigger.
Oh, not doing that. She dropped. She dropped. Bro,
You're literally stepping on her.
I'm not stepping on her, Alex. I just want my phone. She can give me the phone and it'll be over. She can give me the phone and it would be over.
Bro, just get over her. She's gonna give
I'm
you
not
the
on her at all. Give me my phone.
Get off of me,
Give me my phone.
See, if I was anybody else, you wouldn't be doing this.
If you say so. Give me my phone.
Bro, just get over her. You can buy a new phone. Mr. Tigger, get off of her now.
Anyway, 50 Cent is hilarious.
Fashion Nova done got a lot of plugs, a lot of.
There were so many Fashion Nova bags on the floor.
Well, you know how it is. And they send them a lot of stuff. And, you know.
Okay, maybe they send her stuff because she's married to Tigger. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, they got men Fashion Nova too.
I don't think Tigger was wearing men's Fashion Nova. I highly doubt that. I don't know, but I think the Fashion Nova bags were for her. There were a lot of Fashion Nova bags on that floor. But you're right. Maybe she gets it because of her affiliation.
He'd be like, I don't want to give it to my lady.
I also learned that she does cybersecurity. So in the
see, that's bad.
In the first video, you said she was also had the computer. Had the computer and the phone. So
she could have got through the phone anyway. You big dummy.
Not the Fashion Nova plug. I mean, some of their clothes are cute. It was just an enormous amount of Fashion Nova.
The skits are out too, man. These dudes are doing. I done seen 3 today.
I've seen several, but I just thought that was funny because it just showed the tiger. And I do think that men, like I said, I remember in my tussle, and I'm just admitting things to you guys. I'm being really honest. I hope people appreciate my honesty. In my tussle, I might have been the aggressor. Maybe I might have been the aggressor in the phone tussle. Because
can I say this? When you're doing that in the tussle, which looked like they didn't, you were on that type of floor with no socks on, with just socks on.
You could have slipped.
You're gonna be slipping and sliding.
You're gonna be slipping. That out. Yeah, it's not good.
You're on the foyer and style and socks.
Ladies, I'm not saying that you should tussle over a phone. I'm not saying that you should. But if you so happen to find some incriminating information in a phone, and you so happen to feel that you need to tussle, put some shoes on. Okay, some tennis shoes. Okay.
Some grip. Get some Timberlands, preferably, if you can.
Well, get some good gripping tennis shoes, and then also make sure that you are not near a door, because a lot of times you're all in because you want the phone, but hey, what you don't want to do is knock yourself. You can kill yourself. You can. And I also just want to say that that's not domestic violence. When you guys, if you can release something and that person wants their property, you have the right to release it. And when you release it, they will leave you alone. So that's not domestic violence. That's not. That's a tussle over a phone.
Well, if something falls down, you can be accused of, like Denzel's wife, Jesus' wife, mom, and he got game.
Oh, I was like, what you're not gonna do is bring the Honorable Mr. Denzel Washington.
No. Well, he did go to jail for it.
It was in the movie, and he was playing
unaliving. That's why I said I forget his name, but his character's name, Shuttlesworth. Wow. Forget his name, but the son of name was Jesus.
Yes.
The wife hit her head on the stove and passed.
She did.
So
he did go to jail.
So you do have to be careful in tussles because it could something really.
That's true.
You never know.
That's true. That is true. She does cybersecurity.
I'm telling y'all what to do.
But they
my
find
phone
her
died. Let me see your phone for me. I gotta watch how they act.
That's true. Mo may have the cheat code. I do think that is.
Then do your cybersecurity and crack the code, and then do all that.
Yes. Man. Yeah. I hope this all comes. The truth comes out. Linda, that's that part. this is just hurtful to see because there's still their 13-year-old boy that's been traumatized by seeing something that's now public.
Yeah, that part, that's the uncomfortable, hearing his voice and him saying that, and
you gotta think what that does to kids. That kid's gonna be in counseling one day.
But she had a chance to just give up the phone and stop her son from. I'm not blaming her.
That's true.
I'm
that's
just
true.
saying
Because I do also feel like
that.
That's true. I also feel like your children, even in a marriage, right, when you blend your family, your child's safety rests in your lap. And if your son is crying and put in a bad situation, that you put him there, because you could give that man his phone back and keep it moving.
And Tigger said it. He was like, "Yo, give me the phone. It's over.
It'll be over." Yeah, yeah. There also was a domestic violence call that came from that house some time earlier. I also wanted to say that, and I believe she was the one that was in trouble at that point. We talk about character, but there's a reason that character is admissible in court, right? A person's character is often used by either side to show what their the likelihood of them doing something like this. So that's why I feel like it's very credible and you know, important for us to mention both of their character. Now, we don't know anybody outside of their personal persona, but when you have numerous allegations of you being fraudulent when it comes to DV accusations, and then leaving your children in the car to which you were found guilty of, and then a missing child that you have now been arrested for, this sounds like a really bad situation that Tigger unfortunately got himself into. But I also want to make it clear that he has a 1-year-old son, that this is a part of his history now as well. Yeah, so we just want to pray for, you know, the children.
The young lady that was missing, I think she's 17 now or something like that.
Well, it was 2019. She was 10. So, yeah.
And I just want to say, like, because I've heard a radio interview with the father. Yeah. Of that child, young lady, and because people were concerned if she was unalive, and he said he spoke to her. He's in contact with her, or something to that effect. But he was like, "Yeah, she is." So that kind of like eased it for me, because I was like, God forbid, you know. Hopefully, that's what he said. I think the interview happened earlier this week, maybe Monday or Tuesday.
So the child is not according to her, the child is still missing, but the father is saying that he did have
he spoke to
conversation with her. Basically, what it sounds like is that she did not want to split custody with the father.
That point.
And there's a lot of women that do that. I don't know if they do it to the extent of acting like the child is missing and filing a kidnapping report, but there are a lot of women that do not want to allow the father to see the child. And a lot of times the father doesn't fight because he feels like he won't be given the rights. I've heard that numerous times. He
doesn't have the money to fight to get the rights.
Yeah. So this is an unfortunate situation, but
Yeah, it's tough, man. Especially to get at that age and deal with this.
Jazzy J says her son sent the second video to his friends and told them to post it. One of the mothers posted the text messages to her page. Jesus, this is a mess. This is a mess.
It is, man.
But even if it's like, and she did an interview, I know, like, that's what makes me feel like it's just the fugaziness of it all. Like, you doing interviews, you posting stuff on social media. Tigger has not said, he released a statement that was very curated, saying he denies everything, and that for his career, he's focused on hip hop, and he has. The stalking arrest in 2025. Was she arrested for stalking? Jesus. And that was Jake Shuttlesworth, just in case anybody wants to go back and watch.
There you go, Jake.
I may go back and watch He Got Game. Wonderful movie. Jesus. This is crazy. hey, I think we got to admit that women can be just as toxic, if not more sometimes than men. And toxicity does not have a gender.
It definitely doesn't.
Oh my goodness. No, I don't see that I don't see any actual proof of a stalking charge. Just
when you putting people in jail over false affidavit, which has happened to the missing daughter's father, and it's so messy, man. And you really don't know. You're dating someone, and you're basing it. You don't get another side, so you're basing everything you hear on what they're saying.
Now, I want to say this. This is the only thing that we did not talk about. Francesca Amaker has filed a lawsuit against Alicia because she said that she was defamed. Because Alicia did say that she literally said she said it wasn't allegedly. She put in a social media post that she had proof that Francesca and Tigger were having an affair. Francesca has filed a lawsuit for defamation of character because that could definitely cause her issues with her career. I don't know if that was necessary. It sounds like Alicia's going to have enough problems on her own with her potential.
But the radio scandals, it was a big one in Chicago a few years back.
And that lady that was a part of it did talk about that. The father was awarded full custody, so she took her. Jesus, I thought it was joint custody. My God. So, she's probably going to go to jail. She's probably going to go to jail. Hey, Velma. But so with Francesca, do you feel like that lawsuit was important or is relevant right now? Do you feel like she should have filed a lawsuit for defamation with that?
I don't see how that can hurt her, but I don't know what she's going to get out of it. But she's standing up for herself. Yeah. She probably felt the way, and if you know how it goes, if you don't say something or make more than, people be like, well, it must be true because you didn't really, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You didn't use your options of what you could have done. And from what I understand, it's a federal one. What? I don't know how with that. I could have swore I saw that in hell. I could be wrong. Well, but it's definitely a lawsuit.
It's a lawsuit. I don't know if it's federal. It's going to probably get dropped because that's going to be. But
the woman's just trying to protect her name. And
she's trying. Yeah, she's trying to damage.
You understand this? If this is a co-host, and now that's been, you know what I mean?
And she is still on the air
at this point. Huh?
She's still on the air. I feel like it must not be true because she's still on the air. And for some reason, I feel like if there really was incriminating evidence proving they were having an affair, that maybe she wouldn't be on. I don't know. This is all allegedly. But I think that, I understand her doing damage control for herself and trying to stand up for herself because she was thrown into the midst of it. And the woman said it unequivocally. She did not say allegedly. She said they are having an affair and it's proven. So that does mean
just devil's advocate. What if that part was true?
Yeah.
Or at least it was emotional cheating.
If there were inappropriate text messages between her and Tigger.
Oh, we're going to get it out if there was.
If that's the case, then I feel like I would say this. If there were inappropriate text messages between her and Tigger, she should not have filed that lawsuit. She should have been quiet.
Yeah, that would be
even if even if it's not intimate, if it's just inappropriate text messages,
that would be dumb on her part.
Because then she would look like the biggest liar. Because all that's going to be admissible in court. And I will say, Alicia's lawyers have said, and this is before her arrest for the kidnapping. Alicia's lawyers did say they had proof that was true. So I just don't think people should file lawsuits on things that could be true.
I think it's funny. It's wild to me when people push stuff when they have dirt on themselves, and you push something public when you're going to be under a microscope in a minute.
Yeah.
So, hey, man.
Yeah. I would think that an intelligent person would not file a lawsuit if there was any possibility of looking guilty of the cheating. But cheating is cheating is not a federal offense. In some states it is, you know, you can sue somebody, but it's not, that's not cheat, you know. Hey, I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna move on from that. I just wanted to state, I really just wanted to be like, because I saw so many people talking about, you know, she should just give the phone up and and it's like, okay, first of all, he was not abusing her in that video. And then second of all, y'all know that some of y'all had some tussles over a phone. Y'all are on some BS with the saying that you just see some cheating in the phone and you just say,
had a tussle over the phone. Put a 1 in the chat.
Put a 1 in the chat. I only had one tussle over a phone. I won't have another one. But I'm not going to lie and act like that didn't happen. I know there are a lot of people, because according to cheaters, the number one way that people are caught in affairs is on the phone, social media, in the DMs.
What's the name's husband? I don't know if it's an ex-husband by now.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Neil Long.
Neil Long. See, I'm just saying it's a
ring cam. Ring cam,
but a phone is one of the worst ways because our phones track everything. I saw something that said the man's phone showed where he was because the phone shows the history of where you've been. I didn't even know that your iPhone is tracking where you go.
iPhones is something else, boy.
And the phone had tracked where he was at, and he lied and said he wasn't. The phone has pretty much made cheating, you know, a lost art.
If you don't have the person's location, their location on themselves is being tracked.
That's what I'm saying. His location he was not sharing his location, but she was able to go into his phone and see his history of where he had been. I didn't even know you could do that. I was impressed.
That's how the FBI be getting. That's how they. Man.
Oh man, crimes are also a lost art. You are being filmed by somebody's camera, by something. It's not just smart people are realizing that crime is. You guys gonna have to really just start being honest with women. Hey,
people.
We're true, women and men. Of course, women don't get caught as often, so we're doing a little bit better. But I'm just saying.
Definitely are. Y'all definitely are.
All right, well, let's move on from this. Only one person says they've been in a tussle. See, I know it. Out of 80 people, only one has been in a tussle. Anybody on Instagram, y'all ain't been in no tussles either. Nobody put no 1 in the chat. See, nobody wants to be honest.
Come on, Graham. I know y'all on the Graham.
Lintoy and I are the only
get caught out there. Them Facebook people. Facebook people.
Yeah, I'm telling you, because it's everybody. I don't think there's any person around that has been an adult since the cell phone that has not had a tussle over a phone.
Me. You want to use my phone? Your battery? Go ahead. I'm just saying.
You have girl-like tendencies when it comes to cheating. All right, your story. Let's get into Mo's story. It's story time. You guys know what it is. Before we get into story time, though, make sure. I think we should play this trailer one more time for those of you that joined late. We played the trailer from OWN's Put a Ring on It, Cheat Rehab. And what a day to talk about cheat rehab after this whole situation with Tigger and his estranged wife. But OWN's new season of Put a Ring on It is coming back. Mo and I will be doing in real time recaps immediately following the show, recapping the shows.
What days is it going?
Fridays. So we're right back like we were, right back where we were. And so here is the trailer. And then we're going to go into story time.
States to examine our thoughts and our feelings with radical honesty. Is there still unfinished business?
What the hell? Oh, who is your mama, boy? He looks just like a kid. Is you old enough to drink?
He's old enough to do a lot.
Oh,
Or are you ready to close that door for good?
I love you.
I love you too.
By openly spending time with the person you secretly stepped out with, y'all are gonna find out if the connection you had was more than just a fling.
This is eye-gazing, heart shining of the chakra of Anahata.
Say, would you walk away?
I became emotional
You
because it
cried?
was just sweet. I did cry. And I said, this is what I desire from my man.
She needs to carry herself better because I will carry myself out of here and be happy.
Can't stop me now.
There has to be some willingness to change. It can't work like this.
Right.
And he's telling you that you're enough.
But you're not hearing it.
Honestly, took some tweaks. Instead of over. Right?
I know how to bring it on in with love.
Can't stop me now.
I don't give a You're done.
Good
You're
one.
single.
Doing the work puts you on the path to finally knowing for sure if you're ready to put a ring on it.
All right, you guys. Who picked them shoes to get out of the car, girl? I don't know, but what I do know is one of the gentlemen in the beginning looked to be, one of the gentlemen in the couples looked to be a bit of an older gentleman. And he looked like he was a little older than his significant other. And her dude looked like he was a little younger. And that may be a problem. That may be a problem. Yeah.
Saw that.
That looked a little strange to me because looked like she had someone that was a little bit more age appropriate and he felt insecure, which is why he said, "Where your mama at, sir?"
Yep. Sounds like
yeah, but we're going to get into it. For those of you that don't know, that is Put a Ring on It, back with Dr. Stacey J. And the couples, everybody in this, the three couples, somebody has cheated. In some cases, both people have cheated. And the person that they cheated with is coming on the show. This sounds like a whole lot of a hooey and dramatic foolishness for us to dig into. So July 31st is the first episode, and we're going to get into it. I predict no rings as well, Lintoy. Or if there are rings, they will quickly come off after the cameras have stopped.
I bet you this will lead right into what's the name?
Ready to Love.
Ready to Love.
Well, let's hope. Let's hope. With that being said, you guys know what it is on the Wednesday night. It is time for story time. It is time for story time. And of course, tonight is Scorpio Moe's turn. And so with that being said,
a disaster like no other. Once again. Okay. So you have, I ain't gonna lie, I forgot the lady's name. Thomas and, think of a lady's name, Christal. I don't know.
Carrie.
Thomas and Carrie are co-workers at a hospital.
Okay.
They are both nurses.
Oh.
She is divorced. He just got there transferred from a medical center to a hospital.
Okay.
They both work third shift.
Is he divorced also? Is he single?
And they had a couple of breakfasts.
Hold on. Hello. Is he divorced also?
No, he's not divorced.
Okay.
He's never been married. He doesn't have any kids.
Okay. Thank you.
She has 2 kids.
Mm-hmm.
But she's divorced.
Okay.
2 years.
Okay.
But she has a thing with her ex-husband. They have businesses. A medical center is not a hospital.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, just for FYI.
Okay.
You can work at Kaiser Medical Center. Anyway. But Wellstar, but in any case.
Say it again. Say it again. What you said, what cannot do what?
Well, she said a hospital is a medical center.
Okay.
Kaiser Medical Center, and then you have what's the name? Anyway,
maybe the names are sometimes weird. Okay.
But he starts working at the hospital. They're flirting. They wind up going to breakfast after work a few times.
Okay.
And then they both had the same particular weekend off.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this was the 4th time. She invited him to the home.
Okay.
To
her home.
To her home.
Okay.
So he thought.
Uh-oh.
Now, she was with her husband for 8 years.
Okay.
And so altogether, what is that? 12?
Mm-hmm.
11.
Well,
so,
she's 8 years and then she's been divorced too.
Right.
Okay.
So that's 10, right? So, so he goes there. She goes upstairs. She's getting comfortable. Now, this is their first time having a night date.
Okay.
And they come back from the date. She goes upstairs. The husband comes in through the back door. So I'm going to lead up to this. I'm going to tell a little bit more so you can get an idea.
Mm-hmm.
The husband comes through the back door.
Okay.
Well, the reason why I say technically it's not her house. It was
They're sharing.
Airbnb, huh?
Oh.
It was the Airbnb business that they still had.
Oh.
But the cameras were turned off. They had no guests. It was slow.
Okay.
Right? Mm-hmm. And they thought about selling, but they didn't do it yet. So she turned the cameras off.
Okay.
That's why she took him there.
Well, got to be more careful.
You know, and he noticed the cameras would go in and out. And he comes through the back door and has a conversation with the man and startles him.
I bet it does.
She comes downstairs and it's all three of them. And she's looking at him. They're all looking at each other. But the husband is calm.
Okay.
And he's talking to the brother.
Okay.
And then he drops a bomb on the brother. Because the what's the name was a bomb enough. Like just him coming through. And that's not her home.
Yeah. Why you take me here and didn't tell me that this was not your real home? Like, how was she going to play that off? Hey, she said, Carrie be creeping. I think Carrie is a creeper as well.
So she takes him there. But the husband... I don't know if he turned on the extra I don't know because there's cameras through the back door, front and side.
He probably had.
But she disabled, huh?
The husband probably knew. Oh, the cameras are off. She's being sneaky. He probably knew Carrie was sneaky.
Now they did have a business together, and they haven't dissolved the business because it was still making money.
Right.
At some point, but it slowed down, and they had talked about selling the home altogether.
Was it an amicable divorce, if there is such a thing?
Well, from what I understand, because try not to give up too much away, but they talked even afterwards, the husband and the gentleman.
Oh.
Yeah. Because the husband drops a bomb on it, and that's the part I gotta leave. And wonder what you guys think the husband told this guy.
Does the husband want to have a threesome? I'm trying to figure out what he could say. Does the husband have information like Tigger's? Does he have information like Tigger's?
I will say this. What he's telling him was something that made him get a divorce in the first place.
Does she have AIDS?
And the guy did not know.
Does she have AIDS?
He was told something totally different.
Maybe she has a unforgivable STD.
Ew. I'm just saying.
She's obviously not trustworthy because she took him to some place that was supposed to be her house that wasn't. Like, what kind of lie are you going to do later? Like,
it's a townhouse Airbnb, by the way.
How are you going to keep taking him to that house? Where are the kids? What is...
And someone gave the husband intel on...
Well, it can't be born a man because they have kids. Patient, that was a good one.
They have two.
That was a good one, but they have kids. Popcorn said she's an escort.
It dropped the bomb, and
she gave him
then
a
even after, it was awkward. I would suppose because they still work together.
Ah, that's rough. That is rough. That is rough.
The third or fourth. I think it was the fourth date.
Well,
because he said they would do breakfast, and then they decided to let's do. So it was the weekend, and they used to staying up late, so they went out late on the weekend.
But the fact that the husband talks to the guy and he's calm lets me know that he don't want that woman back. And
okay, I can say something else too, so kind of lead y'all in. The reason why he found out was because he asked the neighbors, was there any suspicious activity?
Okay.
You know, but mind you, this is his first time there.
Whose first time there?
This is the guy's first time there.
Oh, okay. Not the husband.
No.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So that's how he got hit, because he was trying to figure out why the cameras were going off. And then he asked the neighbors, were there any suspicious? And they told him about some things that they thought were, you know, because had nobody been staying there.
Oh, hey, that's a good one. She does first and second shift on Backpage. Let me tell y'all something. We're looking to see where this is. I want to get into this immediately on Friday. However, I was talking to a friend of mine, and he called a friend of his. And this man is in his 50s, and he was paying for girls off this thing called some type of list. It's like a Backpage. And he was paying $140 for intimate proclivities. And he got the woman pregnant.
Whoa. I know the list you're talking about, because a lot of dudes know that. I don't know.
No, I've never heard of this list. That's crazy.
I ain't gonna say the name of it. I'll tell you off that, you know. But because a coworker was telling me, I was like, yeah, they big, because I had a manager. It was wild. It used to be on Backpage, and then they canceled it. And I told this dude, I was like, because this was the guy I was telling you that goes to the swinger club and had the lady escorted out. They kicked him out because they said his guest was foul. She had a foul odor.
You did tell me this.
And he the one told me about that list that you're talking about. I ain't gonna say the name of it. And I was like, what? They got another one?
I want to say this. I have a friend
I'm just trying to tell you.
That told me years ago that the price of punani was $140. And he told me this over 15 years ago. And I was so shocked to hear that inflation has not driven the price up. That's still the cost on the list.
It's groceries. They can't.
How many tricks do you have?
I'm surprised it ain't $40 less.
How many tricks do you have to turn to pay your rent, girl? Jesus. Gotta get a different hustle. That hustle will not work. Oh my God.
How many men you see a day?
I said, how many tricks do you have to turn?
5.
To pay rent?
Oh, to pay? Nah, they ain't paying no rent. They stay in a motel or something. They live at these motels. Or they come and visit you or whatever it is they do.
Not to your home. Not to your home.
Hey,
oh my goodness. Well,
you seen those crackdowns? It be on the news. They got one on Old National, and they get those dudes in the room, they handcuff them and bring them in there, and these dudes is wild, man.
What is happening? Edna.
Yeah, but this one is it's interesting. It's because these dudes wind up trading. Well, it's only the husband giving them information or having a discussion with his brother.
And what is a mat room? Do you know what a mat room is, Mo?
I never heard of that. That's too far. I don't.
And what is?
I've never been in a swingers club in my life, so.
Edna, what is a mat club?
But
mat room, What is a mat room?
Yeah, and when you hear it and see how it's weird, man, I was like, hey, man, you just never know what people tell you.
I'm convinced that this woman has an incurable disease that she got while cheating on her husband.
The thing that he's telling her is the reason why they got a divorce.
I'm saying maybe that's why I said I think she cheated on her husband and caught the disease, and that's why they got a divorce. And he's trying to warn this man to look out for his health and wellness.
And shout out to the neighbors too, because the neighbors kind of
These must be white neighbors. These must be nosy white neighbors that tell.
Because he was cool with them when they got the property.
Lord Jesus.
And
Edna says they have open sex with anyone who enters the mat room. Edna, how do you know that? Edna, you need to write a book. Mo. You need to write a book, Edna. She's a porn star. That could be good, Joda. I'm with that. Because she could be filming, doing production at the Airbnb. Tune in on Friday.
Yeah, man.
For Carrie's conclusion. And I just want you guys to know that's true, Tammy. Every saint has a past and every sinner has a future.
I like that.
Very true. I just want you guys to know that Melody and Martell are still fighting in court. Martell filed charges on July 1st. That's for Love Marriage Huntsville. I will get into that on Friday, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know if we need to talk about that. I'm over them. Edna, you got to get them finished. This happened in Baltimore. Oh man, but you guys, let us know if you're watching this on the replay. Let us know what you think of the situation with Tigger, and his wife, and if you agree with what we said, if you believe that a person's character and their past can often be a red flag for you starting a future with them. Let us know if you agree with a woman who leaves her children and picks you over her children could be good for your ego, but not for your future life. And let us know what you think of Own's new show, Put a Ring on It, Cheat Hab, with Dr. Stacey J. I'm going to be talking to her in a couple of weeks about this crazy show. But Mo and I will be recapping, starting the Friday that it comes on. We'll be recapping Put a Ring on It, Cheat Hab. And we're going to go step by step. So it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good summer, guys.
Quick question. If you were able to talk to an ex, any one of their exes, before you officially dated them, would you?
Oh, that's a good question. Yikes.
I just want to leave that to the people. Y'all put that, after y'all watch the recap, or put it on here and see, and put that. Would you? It could be the baby mother, it could be the last girlfriend, it could be the first girlfriend, it could be the one that broke his heart. If you could talk to one of them, would you?
Let's answer that ourselves when we come back on Friday.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. Let's start out with that. That sounds good to me. You guys, it's Wednesday. Remember, this is an opportunity to finish the week strong. We will be looking forward to seeing you back here Friday at 10 p.m. And for those of you that watch the recap, I will see you Friday at noon. And guys, my Rottweiler had puppies. We have 5 puppies, 5 Rottweiler puppies. We have 3 girls and 2 boys. She had them this morning. It was the sweetest thing. Sweetest thing. Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. We love you guys for watching, and we'll see you on Friday. Y'all be good, okay?
Friday, y'all.
Do you have a dating deal breaker, disaster, or dilemma? Let's talk about it. Welcome to the Dating Diaries.